Hey everyone, and welcome back to another pointer from Perko. Today we're talking about part 2 of coping with loss. And this video we are talking about coping with losing a sport, losing an event, losing a game, anything like that. If you're anything like me and you're ultra competitive, losing sucks. I hate it. I never ever enjoyed it, and it's something that I wish never happened. That being said, losing actually makes you better. It pushes yourself to be great. Hey, you could go out and you could be a bully and pick on people weaker, smaller, younger, whatever, and win all the time. But you're not bettering yourself as a person. By upping your competition, you're actually upping yourself. You're making yourself better, making the world better, because everybody in that case is getting better. But that's not what this video is about. This video is about how to cope with the loss when you do lose. So again, if you're like me, after you lose, just don't talk to me that day. I hate it, especially in basketball, jiu-jitsu. Like if I'm losing, I just don't want to talk, right? It's off limits, it's off the table. Just let me reset and regroup for the next day. So I'm gonna give you 3 things that you can do after a loss, right? So when we're talking about coping with loss and coping with a loss of a sporting event or a game or anything like that, you really do have 3 options. Option 1 is just to quit. I'm not a quitter. For those that want to quit, that's fine, but I would not encourage that. Most people who tend to quit after losing a game like that, they're just not as successful in life. Sorry if that's the harsh reality, but it's true, right? You're going to come across times where you lose, and if you lose one time and you just quit and you're done with it, chances are you're not going to be successful because you're not going to do what it takes to get yourself better. The second option is really to just kind of accept losing and do nothing about it. Again, not a viable option, not something I would ever do, but technically that's an option. The third thing, and what we're really going to focus on how to do that, is the third thing you can do is just make yourself better, right? Again, losing sucks. I hate it. For those that know me, when I lose after a basketball game, you've had phone calls, we've talked, and I'm just in a really foul mood and probably not at my best moment. But losing makes us better, and it makes me better. So when I lose, it just really reinforces the actions I'm about to tell you to take. So when you lose and you want to get better, really there's 2 things that I recommend doing. The first one is some research, right? You need to understand why you're losing, what your opponents are doing, what's making them better. Nowadays with Instagram, with YouTube, with Twitter, it is so easy to find tutorials and videos on ways to make yourself better. Two aspects, some kind of like sub-bullets of that to make yourself better. When you're doing the research, you want to research both the physical components. So for example, if you're playing basketball and you need to work on your jumper, research the form, right? If you're doing jiu-jitsu and you need to get stronger, even though jiu-jitsu is more designed for the small man to beat the big man, so probably a bad example there, but if you need to get stronger, research like what exercises to do and how to do them. Find some good Instagram stories and find some good YouTube videos and focus on that. So step 1 after coping with loss is to research to get better. And then the second component is really just making 45 minutes per day to implement that. So if we're researching on how to get physically stronger, you need to spend 45 minutes in the weight room or at home, right? You can do resistance band training. You can do something to improve yourself. And sometimes it's stretching. Stretching can get you better too, more athletic. But I don't care if it's one 45-minute session, 4 10-minute sessions, and a 5-minute session. I don't care if it's 3 15s, whatever. Find the time. And if you have to space it out, you can only do 15 minutes at a time, that's fine. Do 15 minutes doing some weights, 15 minutes doing this, 15 minutes doing that. Or if it's a skill or an ability that you need to get better at, basketball, shooting, go and work on your form. Don't practice shooting 40-foot threes. Practice free throws and layups, stuff that's close where your form is nice and tight and precise. So That's it for today's video. Again, just to recap, losing sucks. I hate it. But losing does make me better because it pushes me to be a better person and a better version of myself. So when you lose, the best way to cope with loss is really just to improve yourself. And you're going to do that through research and dedicating time specifically to the research you found that will help make you better. I hope you found this beneficial. Please do me favors if you enjoyed this. Subscribe, share, and comment. Thank you, everybody. Until next time.